a new County Durham ground to tick off the list. Roll those credits. Good morning everyone, and welcome to another new video on the channel. As usual, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Sorry, wrong way, that way. Like, comment and subscribe as we continue to get this new channel off the ground in its second season. Today we've got some more Wearside League versus Northern League action as we make our first ever visit to Tensfield to see Barnard Castle against Sunderland RCA. So let's head in to deepest, darkest County Durham and find out what on earth is going on. And here we are at Tensfield with the wrong fixture advertised, but we won't worry about that. It is another new one off the list. And as you come into Tensfield, you can see the home side are actually warming up outside the clubhouse here. Welcome to Tensfield Field of Dreams, it says there. Let's just zoom in on that. And in the distance, Sunderland RCA are also warming up on the main pitch. As you can see, it's a fully enclosed ground, but the only cover is the dugouts there on the far side. And the teams are out ready for today's game. Barnard Castle, as you can see, a sort of salmon and blue kit, I think we'll call that, and we're underway here. RCA, of course, playing in red and white with black shorts. And that was Nathan Bell there, who went close for the home side. And we were just sorting the team lineups there, and we've actually missed the opening RCA goal. So a cross came in and it was headed home.
Kyle, good, well done. Backer, well done.
So Jack McGeorge gets his first goal for the club and we're back underway. Jackson Ward out to Callum Guy, the former Redcar Athletic man. Guy goes for goal, and that's going round for the first corner of the game. So it's going to be Archie Dodds who goes short. Cal Guy fires it in. That's back round by Burton, and just about cleared by Barnard Castle. Inside on the attack. It's Harrison Saunders on the ball. Fired in, but that's easily dealt with by Bennett. As RCA look to break with Jackson Ward. Fires it over the top to McGeorge. And picked up by Richards. Back to McGeorge. Into Kyle Fryatt. Round the corner to Lukeman, but his touch let him down. Otherwise he was through on goal. But RCA pick up the loose ball, Callum Guy, and that's a second corner. So Guy with the second corner of the game for RCA, first one from this right hand side. As the rain comes down here at Tensfield. Guy fires it in and headed up into the air and just about dealt with, and in fact it wasn't dealt with by the home keeper because Mason Burton fired it in. Ollie Wilkinson could only get a hand to it, and Burton has doubled the lead. It is Barnard Castle 0, Sunderland RCA 2. For Barnard Castle. Zach Blythe with the corner for the home side. It's only just punched by Charlton and away with that one, RCA. It wasn't a good clearance. And an effort at goal, but it's well wide of the mark from Finley Thomas. The straight pass out lets in Fryatt, and now Guy around the corner to Jackson Ward, but he's offside. Sorry, McGeorge, but he's offside. Fryatt driving forward. Fryatt across the face of goal, but it's cut out by the defender. Cleared to safety. Guy with the throw. Fryatt round the corner to Guy. Now back to Archie Dodds. And quickly taken throw to Fryatt. And a free kick to RCA. So Dodds and Guy over the ball. Looks like it's going to be Archie Dodds. In fact, now it's Callum Guy. Fires it in. Headed clear. Lukeman. And Barnard Castle break down the right hand side. Tidied up by Richards and back to Charlton. Fryatt plays the ball out to Thompson, back into Fryatt, goes for goal and well tapped out by the keeper and fired into the side netting by McGeorge. It was a good save initially from Ollie Wilkinson to keep the score down. Callum Guy. And getting in a bit of a mess, and Barnard Castle on the attack with Dan Lowther, and wins a free kick in a dangerous position. So Finley Thomas and Zach Blythe going over the ball for this one. It's going to be Blythe with the delivery. And headed goalwards, and missed kick by Blythe there. He had a clear sight of goal, but he got it all wrong. Into RCA, going to be taken by Thompson. Lukeman inside to Fryatt, trying to create an opening, and now McGeorge, and that's simple for Wilkinson. Finley Thomas with, I think, a long throw coming in for Castle. It's dealt with comfortably by the visiting defence, and now they look to try and build an attack. Jackson Ward. Ward again. Back to Charlton. Now Andre Bennett plays the ball forward to Richards. It's a good ball. Great work by Richards. Inside to Jackson Ward. Ward goes for goal and he's well off target. Dan Lowther this time with the throw for Barnard Castle, just out of shot again. Back to Lowther, crosses in. And headed goalwards and just about caught the second attempt by Charlton. Ball down the line to Callum Guy. Guy inside to Fryatt. McGeorge. And hits the inside of the post and not over the line according to the referee. Ball still alive. Corner to Callum Guy. And a great finish from Callum Guy. There indeed is the third goal for RCA. Here at Tensfield, it's Barnard Castle 0, Sunderland RCA 3. Fryatt wins the ball back. Now Fryatt across the face of goal, just about capped out by the foot of the defender. Now picked up by Mason Burton to Andre Bennett. Back out to Richards. RCA playing some nice football. Archie Dodds. Into Guy. Over the top. And that's an offside. And the referee blows the half-time whistle here at Tensfield with a scoreline that doesn't really flatter the visitors. Half-time here it is, Barnard Castle 0, Sunderland RCA 3. So half-time then at a wet and windy Tensfield. It's Barnard Castle 0, Sunderland RCA 3, and the visitors were fast out of the traps, exactly as they were in Scotland when we covered them last weekend on this channel. Played some good football, and but for some last gasp defending and a couple of good saves by the keeper, could be even further ahead. They've actually looked in quite good nick so far in pre-season. As I did say last week, they're carrying that on today. A lot of balance throughout the side, and they certainly possess an attacking threat. For Barnard Castle, they've been restricted mainly to set pieces, although there was one scare there where really the goal was begging for the midfielder to strike the ball in, but he got his foot all wrong and couldn't get a direction on his shot, or indeed connect with the ball at all. That would have been a golden opportunity to get the home side back into the game at that stage, but they missed it, and they were punished by RCA. You can't really see anything more than more of the same in the second half, but we'll see how it all pans out in the second 45. And we're back underway here at Tensfield. A few changes for the home side, none so far for the visitors. Lowther with the ball forward, and that's going to be simple for Charlton. And a good effort from the substitute that's tipped over by Charlton. It's the best effort at goal from the home side so far, and the first corner of the second half. So it's going to be Nathan Bell with the Barnard Castle corner. Fires it into the box and headed goalwards and held by Charlton. Barnard Castle on the attack again, and made a a brighter start this half, and fired across the face of goal, and another corner. It took a knock on the way through. So Zach Blythe for the home side as they look to try and get back into this game. It's floated into the middle and it's headed clear, and a miss kick from Jackson Ward, but he gets away with it, and now Kyle Fryatt tries to start an attack for RCA. Guy across field to Archie Dodds, and that's played down the line to Ward, and now picked up by Richards inside to Ward, or at least that was the intention. And that's a penalty. The referee are judging that Ben Clark was fouled, and that is going to be a chance for the home side to get themselves back into the match from the penalty spot. So Zach Blythe with the penalty, and fired into the net, and Barnard Castle are on the score sheet here at Tensfield. It's Barnard Castle 1, Sunderland RCA 3. Jackson Ward beats the offside trap. Cross goal. And Kyle Fryatt can't get hold of the ball. Fryatt. And fired and held in by the keeper. Lukeman showing good strength. Lukeman going through, fires for goal and just wide. It was a good run. Kyle Fryatt caught in possession, and an effort off target from the substitute. Thompson. Back to Charlton. Now Andre Bennett. Mason Burton. Burton to Fryatt. Now over the top looking for Jackson Ward. Hamill. Burton. Bennett threads the ball through to Richards, and can't get hold of the ball, unfortunately. And a goal kick. Free kick to RCA wide on the right after Callum Guy was fouled, and he's going to take the resulting kick himself. Fired in, and spectacular attempted by Ethan Hamill, but he didn't connect. Lukeman. Dodds. Bennett goes for goal and held by the keeper. And a good save from the substitute keeper Bell there. So Dodds with the latest RCA corner. That's goal. Guy. Picked up by Hamill. Loses out, and good overlap, and a good saving tackle there from Hamill, who retrieves after his earlier error. So Guy with the free kick out wide on the right, fired in and almost met by Abernethy. And the referee blows the full-time whistle here at Tensfield, and it was a better half from the home side, who looked much more competitive, and it finishes Barnard Castle 1, Sunderland RCA 3. I'm joined after that one by Sunderland RCA manager Mark Forrest. Second run out of pre-season. What did you make of that?
I
thought we started the game really well. Scored a couple of goals. I think the second half was a typical friendly. I thought we were slow with the ball. We didn't move it quick enough. Yeah, we've got lots to work on from the second half.
Anything that sort of pleased you about your shape during that opening 45, where I thought you moved the ball around quite well?
Yeah, I think we had some quite good rotations in midfield. I think we moved the ball well. We took our chances. Probably could have been 4 or 5, to be honest. It was disappointing in the second half we didn't continue with that. I think we were just a little bit off it in the second half, and that was the disappointing thing.
Do you think that's just more minutes in the legs needed more than anything else?
It is, and we've got some new lads who've just joined the team. They still get to know each other. It's the second game of pre-season. We've got a lot to work on. We know what we need to do, and yeah, hoping to improve next week.
And obviously we didn't catch you in Scotland last week because you were away on holiday. What are your own plans for the coming season? What are you looking to achieve with RCA when the season starts in the last week of July?
To continue improving. Since I've taken the job, I think we've improved season on season, and the plan this year is to continue improving, push up towards the top end of the league this year.
All right, best of luck, Mark. Cheers. So it finished Barnard Castle 1, Sunderland RCA 3, and as Mark Forrest said in his post-match comments there, RCA couldn't really continue the intensity they brought to the opening half of the game in the second 45. You can explain that a little bit by sort of 1 or 2 injuries and some changes, but really I think probably it is a match fitness thing as well, where they weren't quite able to bring the full intensity of that first 45 into the second period. For Barnard Castle though, they were much improved and didn't really show what they were capable of at all in the first half. But you could see signs in that second 45 of why they had such a good season in the Wearside Prem last year, which, remember, you know, is a pretty tough league. The top 7 or 8 sides in that division, you know, are more than capable of matching Northern League Division 2 sides at the very least. You know, they'd be on a similar level to the bottom half of Northern League Division 2, so they're no mugs. And you know, they gave glimpses of what they were capable of in that second 45. For RCA though, you know, going back to the first half, they did look quite slick on occasions. Obviously, probably the best RCA side, certainly for a good few seasons, that Mark Forrest and the other coaches are putting together there. And I do expect them to be seriously in the mix this season. They've got some good quality up front. Remember, they've still got their talisman striker Dennis Knight to come back in, who's away at the moment, and a couple more signings, and I believe there's at least one marquee signing still to come in that hasn't been announced yet. So things are not looking too bad at all at Meadow Park right now. For the venue over at Barnard Castle, although there's no spectator accommodation there just yet, it's actually a lovely setting in a nice part of County Durham, and it was raining today, but on a really nice sort of gentle sunny day, I think it would be a wonderful place to watch football. Maybe not quite so nice in December and January, but all you'd really need is a couple of bits of cover there, and you could turn that into a really nice ground. So really enjoyed the visit over to Tensfield. It was a peaceful and pleasant setting, and as I said, a lovely place to watch a game of football. So that's it for this video, and we'll be back now on Tuesday night, where we have the first look of the season at what are now Redcar Athletics' local league rivals, Stockton Town, as they take on Seaton Carew in the latest pre-season friendly. Not sure what sort of side Stockton will have out for that game, but we'll find out. So join me for that one, and until then, thanks as ever for your loyal support and watching of Just a Sec TV.